Radio. Oh, says we're live. Let me just check this out. How we doing, people? Hope you're enjoying your censorships. I've always been mouthy. I've always been someone that likes to, genuinely only because we're in funny old times and we can't lose track of what's the truth. What is the truth? I know what the truth is. Many are led to it. For sure they are. Lovely to see you all. And we're talking about habeas corpus in a little while. We all love a little bit of habeas corpus. Boris Johnson on his very first... I'm going to be... Lovely to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. I shall see your comments pop up in a second, I'm pretty sure. What is the date today? Is it the 11th of January? I'm just chilling out in the snug. We're having a nice time. We've got the log burner going. I've been to work this morning, but I thought I'd come home and re-dye my hair. So I've got dark hair again now, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Smith. All right, gorgeous. Lovely to see you. I'm going to be showing you a group of videos that I want you to get your head around. All right. Actually, let me just grab something. I'm going to show you. Da, 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 da. Oh, this book. It's the truth. All right. Especially in this system that we live in. So people in the truth movement are all looking for the truth. This is it. It's the law. It's as simple as that. And what we've done, we've made a counterfeit copy over the top of this. God's kingdom, God the creator who owns and controls everything, even you. Every single breath you take is owned and controlled by the creator because you are the created. And it's, it's just the truth. Simon Parks on YouTube. He's good, Simon Parks, isn't he? He's good. Very good. So, Boris Johnson, when he was first sworn in as the prime monster of this England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, because the people, see, they've replaced the creator with a counterfeit system. We've put and I've always said we've got an overlay system going on. I've always felt that it's all so wrong. I can remember as a kid, there was a lad, a guy that protected me when I was a kid called Tom. And I remember seeing him get kicked out of his flat. And I just like, this is wholly wrong. This is wholly wrong. And I knew inside myself that it was wrong. And there was no words that needed to sort of be explained to know that it was wrong. And I'm thinking, how's this happening? All men are created equal, apparently, blah, 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 blah. And it's the reason why we're at is because we've created a counterfeit system. And it's a fraud. It's a fiction. It's an overlay. And we've got to get out of that. And the only way we can get out of that is to go back to the original jurisdiction. Mog and Magog, people don't believe in the Torah, Gospel, and the Quran. Mog and Magog, yeah, it's true. Well, it's paganism, isn't it? Gog and Magog and paganism. We're a paganistic country. But anyway, Boris Johnson, his very first speech to the country, said that we're a country at the rule of law, which is man-made law, and we are a nation of that's at habeas corpus. Now, I'm going to share this screen, and this is quite funny. And you're going to go, nah, seriously? I'm going to say, oh, yeah, this is God's honest truth, ladies and gentlemen. God's honest truth. So here we go. You should be able to see what I can see. Let me just check on my thingy. That's it. Right. In historic rulings, a pair, and I'm not knocking chimpanzees, far from it. They're very intelligent people and creatures, but I want to put this into some sort of a context, and this is that man-made law can never supersede God's law. just can't do it. All right. It says here, and this is for all you screaming out about habeas corpus. I've got a right to habeas corpus. Yes, you do. But so do monkeys. 2 research chimps granted right to seek relief from imprisonment in a habeas corpus ruling. This is by Nadia Prupius. She's a staff writer. As you can see, these 2 gorgeous chimps here chewing on a bark. Looks like Boris and Priti Patel, to be fair. For the first time in US history, a judge has effectively recognized 2 chimpanzees as legal persons in an order on Monday, which will allow a pair of research primates, Hercules and Leo, to seek relief from unlawful imprisonment. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this shit up. Manhattan's Supreme Court Justice Barbara Jaffer on Monday, my missus calls me Jaffer, I don't know why, granted the chimps a writ of habeas corpus that will require Stony Brook University, where they are being kept for biomedical experiments, to appear. And when you have to appear, it's not real, it's a fiction, it's a confusion. To appear is Shakespearean. To appear, like a ghost appears in front of you in court, and explain why the school has unlawfully detained Leo and Hercules. That hearing is set for May the 6th. And this is a few years ago. Jaffer's decision comes in response to a petition, and a petition is begging, filed by a non-human rights project, NHRP. Stevie Wise, God bless him, one of the lawyers on the case, told The Guardian after the ruling, this is one step in a long, long struggle. An NHRP stated in a press release, under the law of the United New York State, bearing in mind the New York State is a construct created by man because they've turned their back on God's law, only a legal person may have an order to show cause and writ of habeas corpus issued in his or her behalf. So not only did we have 4 knights released by King Charles I in his time period because they were being detained against their will, and a writ of habeas corpus was issued for the 4 knights, and subsequently they were released. Now, it is a writ to show just cause why they're holding the body, all right? But now we've got 2 chimpanzees in the first time that have issued, well, not the chimps, but the legal people have issued a case of habeas corpus on his or her behalf. The court has therefore implicitly determined that Hercules and Leo are persons. Are you starting to get this? Is this bullshit starting to make sense? What a complete and utter fucking mockery of it all. That's the first time this has happened, Wise said. If Leo and Hercules are found to be unlawfully detained, they will be transferred to Save the Chimps, a sanctuary in Fort Pierce, Florida, which currently holds 250 other primates on 13 artificial islands. And they're on the artificial island a bit like we're on an artificial island, because what we're living in isn't real, ladies and gentlemen. It's an overlay. Are you getting it? I really, really do hope you are. This is a big step forward to getting what we are ultimately seeking, the right to bodily liberty for chimpanzees and other cognitive complex animals. The executive director, Natalie Prosin, told Science, we've got our foot in the door, and no matter what happens, that door can never be completely shut again. Initially filed the suit in December 2013, so this is quite old, on behalf of Leo and Hercules, the 2 other chimps being held on private property. There is no such thing as private property, by the way, because all is owned and controlled by the Almighty. He created it. That's the end of it. Arguing that the primates were too intelligent and emotionally complex to be kept in captivity. Bless their hearts. However, the case was dismissed by justice on the Supreme Court in County. The organisation refiled its petition last March. It feels great. We knew it was going to happen sometime. Why I said on Monday, Prosin said it strengthens our argument that these non-human animals are not property. They are property. In fact, they are absolutely property. They are, but they're just not our property. Hi, Hugh Macbeth. Lovely to see you, darling. How you doing? Questioners, my soul. Where are the government start looking after our veterans? They're not. Simple fact of it is, they're just not. Because if you depose your property to these satanic Luciferian people that are government, then they get to dispose of that property as they see fit, because you just give it up, right? Or they send their boys and girls round with weapons of war to smash your back doors in, because they love doing that. Because you've got to understand, you're their property. They own the name. They own the name. Now, there is a way out of this, but you've got to be brave, and you've got to go naked, and you've got, this is a metaphor, by the way, you've got to walk through the fire. You've got to give up everything to gain everything. Don't make sense, does it? But that's the truth, and I'm going to be going through that myself in the next month. Has the Pope been arrested? Lord knows. I'm not really getting too tied up in the theatre right now. Didn't happen to the Dolphins years ago. I'm not too sure. Jesus Jones, lovely to see you. Thanks for tuning in today. I am on StreamYard for the next 30, 40 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time, consider subscribing, liking, and hitting the bell button for further notifications. Look like a little bit of a play school set here this morning, didn't it? This afternoon, should I say? Have you heard of Imoven? Yes, I have. I know my good friend Elizabeth Knowlson. She is the sort of, she's very big in Imoven, and she's lovely, actually. My gorgeous friend Liz is very, very gorgeous indeed. Stevie Downs, hello, darling. During the time of Babylon, when the good, fantastic, original Orthodox Jewish people were enslaved by the evil people of the Torah, was replaced with the incredibly evil satanic Talmud. The Talmud is the Old Testament, pretty much. Noah, Lot, Samson, all that. The Torah is the Old Testament, because the Jewish people turned their back on Christ. They called him a heretic, but many, many Jews are changing their views now. A few weeks ago, around about 2-3 weeks ago in Israel, they was all out singing arm in arm, chanting for the return of the Messiah. So they can't all hate him, but they did hate him because they wouldn't have crucified him otherwise. But he died for a reason. Jesus knew, Yeshua, whatever it is you want to call him, Yeshua HaMashiach, he died for a reason. He come in to the world so that you could be saved, and he fulfilled his job like we all do. We all come here, we all fulfill our whatever it is. If we're plumbing, we're working with computers, we're all fulfilling our will. We're all fulfilling our destiny. That was his destiny. I will ask the Lord then. Now, here's a little one for you, right? The Bible clearly says, and not many of our clergy and people know this, but it says in here, if you're praying when you don't understand the law, and this is the law, then God considers it to be an abomination. Tough reading, isn't it? It's really tough reading, and these truths are being dropped on me right now in the spirit. It says in here, if you are praying but you don't know the law and you don't know this book, it is an abomination. And he just can't be doing with you, because this is the first works, ladies and gentlemen. God spoke this world into existence. Everything is his. Nothing is anyone. We don't own nothing. But we've had an artificial overlay. This artificial overlay, this legal system, is all an abomination in the eyes of God. And we've turned our back on him, not the other way around, if that makes sense. Basic instruction before leaving earth. It's the law. It is the law. And the system knows this. Whilst we're all confused, suffering with mental illnesses and dilemmas and thinking into our own imaginations, the people that run this world know the back and the front of this book, and they're laughing at us. And they want us all to return to this. They want you all to return to this. They want you to return. They don't want you living in this artificial construct, and they are pillaging us, because if you want to get to the source of all law, you've got to get to the source of who owns all the property. Right, I'm going to make this, let's just come back to screen sharing. I'm going to show you a series of videos. I'm not going to play them, that I want you to go and have a look at. Okay. This man you're seeing I was going to say appear. I guess he is appearing on your screen right now because it's not real. This is him. This is a graven image of him, I guess, because he recorded this in 2013, and it's fantastic. Now, if you're going to go and watch these series of videos by Servant King, if you're all looking for the truth and if you're all looking for your God-given freedoms, this is your one-stop shop to sorting it all out. Is 20 videos. I've got about another 6 to go, and I'm bearing in mind I watched the first part of these series quite a few years ago, and I wish to God I'd watched the end, because when you get to the end of these series of documentaries, it tells you what you need to do to get back to God's kingdom. And to get back to God's kingdom, you have to kill the person. You have to go naked. You have to give back what you took, which wasn't yours. Now, that makes absolute sense. It really, really does to me. So this is it. Servant King. I'm in the Unraveled programs. I'm on number 10 of 14. I'm going through the unraveling programs at the moment, but these are called Servant King by Marcus. And if you YouTube them, you will find it. You'll also find his website with his, this is his website. So what I'm going to do is just briefly talk you through his story, because we all come into the world, ladies and gentlemen, with, as we should be, but as he quite clearly says here, God has given you one face, but you make yourself another. And that is William Shakespeare. Now, William Shakespeare, with all of his Macbeth, Shylock, Shylock is all about equity law. Well, there is no equity because the creator owns everything. So equity and the equity courts are a bit of a nonsense once you understand the law. Okay. And this is, you know, you've got your confusion of beings. This is his website. If you want to watch the video program through this website, you'll have to pay. So I suggest that you, if you want to donate to him, you can do. He'd probably be very grateful. But if you want to go and watch them all for free, then jump over to your YouTube, where you will find all of them. So what happened with Marcus was many years ago, and Marcus is obviously his new name, because once you give back that which we took, which wasn't ours, we have to change our names. All right. But what he did was he, and look, no one's going to question this. This is a fact. And when the court say, oh, do you hear voices? Does God speak to you? Well, yes, God does speak to me, but he does it through his word and his teachings. And that is it. It's got nothing to do with mental illness. If you live by this book, and I always pretty much have, but never really understood the system, but I do now. And we've figured it out, and we pretty much understand where it is. And I will be going through this process myself in the next month to 6 weeks. I will be killing and giving back that which was not of mine, and I will be walking naked and going through and walking through that fire. I'm going to do it. That's it. It's the end of, because I would rather be in God's law. We all seem to think we have free will. We don't. We don't have free will. We should be living by this, whether you like it or not. The Queen swore it's the most precious gift the world ever afforded, and it is the law. It is the absolute law. It's the foundation, and you can't take that cornerstone away. That cornerstone always has to be there, and everything is a layer on top. So what happened with Marcus was he was keeping birds of prey, and people were giving him donations, and as he says here, he says all we need to do is look at the facts, the evidence, and the proof. And he says here, we've all abandoned our real birthright for an abstract birthright that requires no labour. Did you know nothing is ever what it appears to be? Thou art not what thou seemest. He was having these birds of prey, and he was told that he needed a license. So in his naivety and confusion of mind, he went and got the license. And within next to no time, the government with machine guns come and smashed up his property, took all of his birds, and left him in a hullabaloo. And it was at that point he thought, right, okay, I need to figure out how this has happened. And he has found that out. And this website, it says here, it will reveal things you are not supposed to know. It gives you knowledge that is not government approved, and it exposes things that are deliberately concealed, and it unmasks the illusion and fraud of the deceivers. It teaches you how the oldest trick in the book is done. Proof how you have been swindled. And ladies and gentlemen, we have all been swindled. We really, really, really have been swindled. The Confusion series is amazing. It's brilliant. But this isn't biblical. This isn't religion. This is the law. This is the law, ladies and gentlemen. Can't be questioned. Can't be questioned. It's the law, whether you like to admit it or not. If you don't admit that this is the law, you've turned your back on God and Christ, and it means that you are the Antichrist or representing the Antichrist. I never thought I'd ever have conversations like this. I never thought I'd be in a time period where I felt the need to have these conversations, exiting Egypt. We was all set free from Egypt. We're not slaves, ladies and gentlemen. The only way that we can be enslaved and be owned is through this corporate legal system. And this corporate legal system is now God. And we have to do what our servants, who really are our masters, tell us what to do, because we've all been naughty and we've turned away from the law. It's not a religious teaching, ladies and gentlemen. It's got nothing to do with the church, nothing whatsoever. And most priests and vicars will have to walk away from you when you spit the truth at them. When you tell them the truths that are revealed in that book, they walk away. Dave, the EDP says to hand it into the registry office, not the court. Should I do both? Yes, mate. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely go for it. The EDP says to... Where does it say that on the EDP? Do it at the registry office. Yeah, it's fine. Just take it down and serve it to them. The church is us. Yeah, we're the church. We're made in the image. Yeah, and we're told not to take a graven image. We're told not to worship false idols. And that's a command. It's not... We're commanded to do this. I'm not religious. I hate religion. Religion is a source of all wars and arguments and differences. It is just unbelievable. And once you get that Bible and you know, right, this is the law, it's different. You read it differently. You come to your, you can't come to because this is a greater mind than yours. You see, this is a greater mind than yours, and it says in there that the carnal mind is enmity to God. It's confusion. We're all in this mess because we're all hugely confused. So go to a greater mind than yours and find your freedom. Come back to original. Come back to the original. Jurisdiction is to speak. Is to speak. Oration. It's a fantastic series, that Servant King. It really is. And I'm just trying to pull people back to their originality and to be in this original creation that they are part of, and we are partakers of the original creation, and everything else is a lie. The birds, the bees, it's original creation. The trees, the earth is original creation, but we are original creation. We are created from original creation, but we've made this fictitious overlay, and the whole world's waking up to this now. It's fantastic. It really, really is good to see everybody waking up. Hello, Durfee. Lovely to see you, mate. Craigie Baxter. How you doing, mate? Brother Servant King. Yes, absolutely right. Now, I'm going to be killing off the legal person soon. I'm going to be walking through the fire. Once I've killed the legal person, I'm back to this. I have to live by this because this is a law, and it means that I don't have free will. And for all of us to think we've got free will, we've taken the switch and the bait. We don't have free will. We're supposed to be living by this, and the people that run this world know this. It's the truth. This is the end game. If you're a truther and you're woke, this is your end game. This is the law. It's the original jurisdiction of who you are part of. I do with you. This planet was copied and pasted. So we are only living on a true 3D plane. We walked away from God. We did. But we always have to return to source. Yeah, but our heaven is here. Our first heaven is here. First heaven is here. It tells you in here. The first heaven is where the birds and the bees are. And we can be part of that. We can have heaven on earth. It clearly tells us. But to have heaven on earth, we have to walk through that fire. We have to give back what is not ours. And we have to be brave. We have to walk through that fire. We have to go naked through that. And once we do, we come back to the original jurisdiction. We come back to original, and the world will change. No longer will these people come kicking your doors down because they can't. They don't own anything anyway. They don't own nothing. All these big corporations, we own this. They don't own nothing. They're just involved in credit. They don't own nothing. They can never own original. They can never, ever own original. They're not allowed to. And nor are we, by the way. We can never own anything. I don't think we have to give up the legal person. We just don't have to lay a claim to it. Well, I'm giving it up. They can have it back. And I'm going in with a simple scripture-based thing that God's law rules supreme, and me and the Father are one, and there is going to be no more separation from that. And my claim, my paperwork is going to be no more than a paragraph long. And it means I've got to give up everything, their bank accounts and stuff. But if it means that I can then walk into original jurisdiction, that's where I'm going to go. That's where I'm off to. I'm coming back to original source jurisdiction, and I'm going to be doing it, ladies and gentlemen. There's no stopping me, because I'm fed up with worrying whether the bailiffs are going to come and kick me door in, or whether they're going to shut this bank account down or cancel the car insurance policy. I'm fed up with it. Especially when I'm a partaker with the original creator. What's that all about? We've got to stop it. Living by the Almighty Creator's law, exactly how we're supposed to be living. We're supposed to be living by the law of the Creator. And it's us that's turned our back on the original source jurisdiction, not the other way around. No, it's us. We're the problem. And we've allowed this to manifest. We really have. And it's only happened over the last 200-300 years. Before that, it was all God's kingdom. We was all just men. We were never persons. We were never living in Canada, America. It was just all God's world, God's country, God's planet. And we all knew that who we were. We really did know who we were. Now you know why Jesus paid your debt. There you go. God bless you. That will work, bro. Have faith. Now, faith, if you have faith in this, is confusion of mind, and this will all become revealed to you through the Servant King videos. You're either part of this, but to have faith and belief, it's not good. It means you don't know the law. It means you don't know the, and this will all be revealed in the Servant King videos. I wish you all good with that, and that you really, really enjoy that. And as for what's going on with the rest of the world, with Trump and the Italian Pope and all these people going out and getting arrested, who knows? I would like to think so. We're seeing a massive shutdown on Parler. Parler platforms disappeared, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to be seeing many other platforms disappearing and being shut down. And one thing you've got to understand is that President Trump is still the sitting president of America until the 20th of this country. And for them to silence him and to do what they've done to him exposes who they are and the agendas that they have. But I actually think it could be their undoing, because I'm now hearing that there's 7,000 military personnel on the streets of Washington, D.C. Lord knows what's going on. There could be a military coup going on. There could be martial law. Who knows? We make and manifest our own environments. Whether we want to live in, we seem to manifest. I see lots and lots of people saying, "Oh, we're in tier 4," or when we come out of tier 4. Well, when you acknowledge the fact that you're in any form of tier or that you've got to do a thing, you bring it into reality. You bring it. I've never acknowledged the fact that I've got to wear a mask. I've never acknowledged the fact that I'm not free to roam this planet as I see fit. I've just never acknowledged anything other than them truths. And we are a truth, ladies and gentlemen. We are the fact. Yeah, we really, really are the fact. We are that God-given thing. Whether you believe in God or not, his creation is proof and evidence that it is, and we do have a creator. So that is your proof and evidence that we do have a creator, for sure. But the creator's above the earth because it's his creation. And we are part of it, ladies and gentlemen. But we've all taken something that wasn't ours. And I think that's why all this stuff's going on. Pakistan has been thrown into complete darkness. Their electrical grid is going down. And you're going to see this electrical grid system go down all over the place because we're absolutely coming into scarcity. Stock up, just get some bits and bobs just to make sure that you can sustain life with your grub, some dried this and some dried bits of that and some tins of stuff just to try and get yourself through a week or two. Lockdown is communism being forced on us, yeah, but it only ever applies to the person. They can never apply to original jurisdiction. This is your original jurisdiction, ladies and gentlemen. But because we all hold the person and we haven't killed it off and we haven't walked through the fire, you won't get into heaven. You've got to kill that off to get into heaven. And once you come into God's kingdom in true just self-determination and giving back their property and you work, because God's promise is everything. We are promised. We are. This is God's promise. And God never fails on his promises. It's us that fail him. And if you want to come and walk through the fire with me, you're more than welcome to. And you will be justified and righteous on the other side. But it means you've got to live by this book. It means no more eating pork. It means no more doing all the other sinful things. Because if we're transgressing the law, which we do all the time, we're transgressing the law. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd bring you today about the habeas corpus of the two chimpanzees. They're recognised as legal persons. Corporations, businesses, McDonald's are recognised as legal persons. But they're all artificial. They're not real. And we need to get back to reality. Dave, is it okay to drop a link to one of my shows here? Yes, bruv. Yeah, spread it, man. Chuck it up here. God wins all day long. Absolutely right. Properly. Yeah, of course you can, mate. Yeah, help yourself. No problem. People need to acknowledge that we can go outside and live our lives. End of. Absolutely. Now, I've been to a nurse's this morning. And when I get there, bless her heart, she's, I don't know, I'm going to be kind here, maybe 10 years older than me. And she's got a mask on. She said, Dave, no, I know you're not going to wear one. I said, no, sweetheart, I'm not going to. Thank you. I'm going to put mine on just in case. I said, no, you help yourself. If it makes you feel better, knock yourself out. She said, I've just had the vaccines. I went, now that don't make sense. You just had the vaccines, so you're covered. You can go on holiday now. You can jab and go. You can do your TikTok videos, but you're still wearing a mask. That don't make sense. Well, I'm doing this because I care. I said, it's fine. Put it on. Anyway, a little bit later on, we're having a cup of tea. And I said to her, you don't have to wear that for me. Please, don't feel that you need to wear that to keep me protected. I said, because I'm already protected. I'm covered. And she went, all right then. And by the end of it, when I come out, big hug. And I said to her, your fear levels will drop your immunity. it will make you ill. Why are you in fear? Well, the media, the newspapers, the radio. I said, switch it off. She said, well, funny you say that. I have. I don't watch it no more on the telly. She said, I can't bring myself to get involved in any more of this fear. I said, good for you. I said, and let me tell you now, you'll feel so much better for it. We are products of our own imaginations. We are what we become is what is manifest. Now the media is garbage in, garbage out, and you cannot expect to be other than garbage. The only way you're going to come into your own understandings is if you get back to the good book, if you get back to reading and looking through history and see how we actually used to be. And we were nothing like we are now. There's a woman arrested in England yesterday for sitting on a park bench or a bench down near the beach with her mate. She's been arrested. She's been all twisted up by the police, and she's probably facing a massive fine now. The dark satanic system is really up in the ante, and there's only one way out of Satan's world, and that's to come back to this gold-edged book, and for you to become one with this. This is the will and testament. This is your inheritance, ladies and gentlemen. But you have to give up what is not yours and take what is. This is yours, and you have to give up the artificial thing that they've made. And I am going to be walking through that fire. End of. I'm doing it. Kill the legal name. End if the problems. You come back into original jurisdiction. You come back into creation. That's it. Perfect. And that's where I'm going. And I will get there by hook or by crook. Snitch on your neighbours and get some cash. I'm so tempted. Look how the devil works. Look how the dark side works. You got jab and go now on Ryanair. Oh, just have your jab and go on holiday. Oh, sweet. Always got to be a contract involved. But the thing is, the dark has to bow to this. The courts have to bow to this. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. My friends have been into court. I've told them that they're bondsmen of Christ. They've held up their Bible. And they said, this is my law, and I won't depart from it. And the courts have just gone, thank you for turning up. Next case, ta-ta, bosh. But don't use the words faith and beliefs. Use, is it not the law? Does the law say that if I have respect of persons, I'm a transgressor? Bosh. Next case, it's the law. Well, how can you prove you're God? Well, have you not got eyes? Can you not look around you? Can you not see all the creations? Can you not see all the birds and the bees and the trees and the grass and the buildings? What more proof do you want? Where is your imaginary God? Are you blind? It's all around you. Job's gone. The creation is proof and evidence that the God, the creator, exists. Because if it wasn't created, it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be, would it? The love of money is the root of all evil. Don't do it. Absolutely. But once you come out the other side and you kill the person, and how you kill the person is coming back into this and giving back what is not yours. There ain't no police coming round your gaff. There ain't no one coming round to get you to pay council tax or nothing. Why? Because you're as original as you are. Now, I've got a lot of time and used to listen to a guy called Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was amazing. He's sadly no longer with us. He's a gorgeous, good-looking man, Dr. Sebi, and he healed people. He stood in the Supreme Court and won his case because he said to the judge, Judge, are all illnesses mucus-based? And she agreed with him. And he won his case, and Dr. Sebi was a fantastic individual. You can go and see and find Dr. Sebi. If you've got any illnesses or conditions, go and find Dr. Sebi on YouTube and you will learn something. Trust me. Well, he said he kept getting visions of a black woman naked in wherever he was. He kept getting these dreams and he didn't understand it. Why was she naked? Why did she have no clothes on? And then all of a sudden it come to him. He said, she is original. She is as she should be, with no clothing, no nothing. She is as natural as God made her. And that's where he put the two together. God bless him. Sadly missed, Dr. Sebi, let me tell you. Detachment, absolutely. Detachment from their reality and illusion. We have to give up and give back to come into God's kingdom, to come into the first heaven. Trust me, we're going to do this. We're all going to do this together. I didn't come into this to do this on my own. I come in this to bring everyone with me. We're going to give them back their property, their artificial construct, their overlay, and we're going to come back to be original. It's true, people. We need to do this. I've never paid council tax, my sweet or sweat. God bless you. Yeah, he won his case. Sebi gave us something wonderful. Dr. Sebi is amazing. Love the man. Could listen to him all day, in fairness. So yeah, we're having nice times. I shall keep you updated on my transition and coming back into God's kingdom, coming back into God's law as we're commanded to do. And it's interesting times. We are all waking up to this fact. Everyone you talk, wake up. Well, what's up with you? Well, I feel different. There's something going on. They feel different because they're getting their originality coming back. They really are. So we need to come back to the Creator. We need to come back to his law. And once we come back to his law, it's all over. And the Bible is law. It's the original law. It is the only law. And all these courts and barristers and that, they know it. I spoke to a solicitor the other way. I said, can you question this book? No. Can't question that. That's the law. I said, yeah, I agree with you. So, peeps, I'm off. It's 4:15, just coming up. The sun is going down. Whatever sun we've had, I'm going to go and put another log on the burner. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I have dyed my hair. We've gone back dark again. It's no longer ginger. And, yeah, police can only take legal persons into custody. Yeah. We took something we shouldn't have took. And I hope it all makes sense. And I hope you're talking to your friends, your family, you're explaining it all to them in very simplistic terms. The reason why all this misery and destruction is going on is because we've all turned our back on original jurisdiction and original law, and we need to come back to that. And once we come back, it's your inheritance. You cannot be denied it. That's the key. Can't be denied that inherent original jurisdiction. I was jumped by 5 in Glasgow. What police? What was they doing? The House of Pain, jump around. Mind how you go. Take care, mate. And you, Del. Oh, love. Look at Del Trotter up there. Look. Oh, happy days. Look. Mons too, man. My old son. Mons too. I'll never forget David Beckham when he joined. He'd done that sketch with Only Fools and Horses a few years ago. And he says, who's your favourite artist? And he said, well, Matisse. This is Rodney. He says, you know, I like the way he captured this and that. And he said to Beckham, who's your favourite artist? He said, Tony Art. I tell you, cracked me right up. Peeps, I'm off. I'm rambling now. I hate rambling. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. It's your first time. Consider subscribing, liking, and hitting the share button. And I will be with you all very, very soon. Take care. Stay blessed. And come back to the truth. You want the truth? We're giving you the God's honest truth. Take care.